It's your boy Quick Boy John back here another video, and today I am watching an animated story. So yeah, please subscribe, like, comment and share, and let's get into the video.
This video is sponsored by Raycon. More details at the end of the video.
This is not my video, so.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything okay, ma'am?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have fun editing this video.
Huh. Goddamn shoe. There's no people. It's a quiet neighborhood. Maybe I'm just exaggerating.
This man was going to take a nap in the rain. Wow, people are still following him. Wow.
Is there something I can help you with, sir?
Yes.
Come on, man. You're seriously freaking me out.
This man has blood on his mouth and everything. Oh, heck no. I'm not trying to be racist, y'all. Whoever watching it, not trying to be racist. If you know, if I was my skin, if that was me and I was my skin, the same skin tone I am,
right,
I would run
no
till I
one calls
can't
me
stop.
on my birthday, so this is, I guess, what you decided to do instead. Listen, guys, I played enough Silent Hill, okay? This is nothing.
We're watching you.
Oh, heck, he knows.
What the hell?
You like to be seen.
I'm good. I'm getting the chills.
There's no one here. What's happening?
Them are all the people from the old spooky scary
To be
stories.
seen. What the fuck are you people talking about? Please be a dream. Please be a dream.
It don't even work.
How the hell did I get here? Where are those people? What were those people? Hello? Is anyone here?
Oh, heck no. Why is her knees like that? The woman animated, so let's get into it.
It was a late, moonless, snowy night. I heard the chilling cry of a bobcat as I arrived home from my parents' house, where we had just had Thanksgiving dinner in northern Michigan. Exhausted, I had finally made it to my bed when my pregnant girlfriend asked for nacho cheese munchies. Reluctantly, I laced up my boots and went to my car.
Fat
Due to
behind.
the cold, it took me a while to start the car.
She ain't that
which
hungry.
only
I know
made me
she
more
pregnant, but she
irritated.
ain't that hungry. Go
But
to sleep.
eventually I got it started, and I arrived at the convenience store to retrieve my girlfriend's mandated snacks. As I left the store, walking back towards my car, I saw a shadow of movement out of the corner of my eye. What looked like a person stood near the dumpster, just out of the light. I stepped towards the figure,
Oh,
and
hecky
she
nah.
looked at
She
me
biting
with a
herself or
giant,
something.
sinister smile. Her face was so weathered, it looked like she had cracks all over her face. She was crouched down and appeared to be
Crouching,
chewing on
like on the
something.
game.
I looked to see what she
Nope.
was chewing on. To my surprise, it was a severed arm. It looked old, as if it had been rotting for weeks. I saw her glance at something, chewing on
Like on the
something.
game.
I looked to see what she
Nope.
was chewing on. To my surprise, it was a severed arm. It looked old, as if it had been rotting for weeks. I saw her glance at something in her pocket. I could see the outline of what looked like a pocket knife. As soon as I looked
Oh,
back up,
hecky no.
she quickly charged me. I pushed her away and then ran back to the convenience store. I burst through the door and frantically yelled towards the cashier to call the police
Oh,
as
dear.
I turned to lock it. He asked me, "What's going on?" I scowled at him and said, "Please, just call the cops." I looked back outside and saw the woman had moved across the street and was still scrutinizing me as she maintained her malevolent grin. "Look, there's a girl out there who's trying to kill me." Looking over me, he replied, "I don't see anyone out there, sir."
Oh, hecky no.
Those words shook me, even to this day. When the police reached the gas station, they began looking around for the woman while one of the officers asked me what had happened, and I told him the details of the encounter. One of the officers came back and said he couldn't find anything. I then took them back to where I first noticed her. We spent a few minutes intently searching, but there was no proof she was ever even there. The officer cocked his head and looked at me as if I was deranged and asked me in a judgmental tone, "Are you feeling okay?" I was about to defend myself, and then I started to think. I am tired, and I have had a couple of drinks, so I just told him,
Drunk? Nah.
"Yes, sir. Sorry for bothering you. I hope you have a nice night." And then I drove home. I got home at around 4 o'clock in the morning. My girlfriend greeted me with an angered but concerning tone of voice. She asked me,
Where were you? Are you okay?
so I told her everything that happened. Of course, she didn't believe me. I couldn't get to sleep that night. I sat in my bed questioning my sanity, wondering if it was all even real. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm just tired. But no, that can't be it. I saw it. But if I saw it, why was there no proof? Where did the arm go? Where did she go?
Oh, hecky no.
Before I knew it, it was 7 in the morning, and I had to go to work. I threw on my jacket as I was about to head to the construction site, and I put my hand in my pocket and noticed that there was a hole in it. It wasn't there the other day. I thought, what if she caught my jacket as I ran? Which further proves my suspicion that she was real. I couldn't believe it. My mind completely went wild
Stop.
until my girlfriend kissed me goodbye. I told my friends at work what had happened, and they didn't believe me either. They made jokes about it the entire day. I had my bowling tournament that day, so that gave me something to look forward to. I got home and hung my vest and jacket up and rapidly put on my bowling shoes and got my bowling ball. My girlfriend looked at me with a pleasant smile and said,
When will you be back?
"Probably around 11.
Don't be long.
I won't.
Oh, hecky no. I hate ads.
Colgate Optic White Renewal removes 10 years of yellow stains. That's like all the way back to 2010.
What's that? It's a shake weight. It's a weight you shake.
Remove 10 years of yellow stains with Colgate Optic White Renewal.
What did that have to do with the video?
At around 10:30, the tournament had finally finished, and we had won. I was so thrilled I had forgotten about the woman. As we were
Scracker
leaving,
boys.
I noticed
Wow.
something at the other end of the parking lot.
Ooh.
It was that psychotic woman. We stared at each other for what felt like an eternity. She slowly started moving towards me while waving her knife in the air and making cuts. I quickly jumped into my car and turned it on. As I looked up, I saw she was standing in front of me, staring at me. She slowly walked over to my window.
Oh,
and she
hecky
said in
no.
a quiet, deep, and scratchy voice,
Little pig, let me in.
That breath smell like,
I was
ugh.
frozen in fear, but I snapped back to reality when she banged on the roof of my car, screaming. I quickly slammed my foot on the accelerator and didn't let off it until I couldn't see her anymore. When I arrived home, I told my girlfriend what had happened. Like last time, she didn't believe me. I really thought I was insane, but I tried to forget about it and get some sleep. Later that night, I woke up and saw her in my room. All she said was, "Let me in," over and over as she got closer. She then started shouting,
Let me in, let me in, let me in! Let me in! Come on, Paul. Stop being difficult.
I was wondering how in the world my girlfriend had heard this going on.
I would.
The woman was right next to me and held up a knife to me.
I will get my.
That's when I fainted. I woke startled in my room, dripping with sweat. Then I remembered I don't have a girlfriend, nor a house, or a family.
Come on, Paul. Time for your morning meds. Let me in.
This man was a freaking. He was in an asylum
Thanks
or
to
something.
skills.
Alright, we got one more. So this one is called A Creepy Deep Web Story. It's 2 animated. I think this is gonna be our last one. So yeah, just enjoy it. I don't even know what to say.
I was 26 years old, and I was unemployed. Feeling unfulfilled by the monotony of a job life, I decided I would try my hand at working from home. So my days and nights comprised me of surfing the internet for any jobs I could get. I was a big procrastinator, so more often than not I'd stray away and waste time doing other things. One day, I came across talk about the deep web while on Reddit. I felt amused by the people talking about it as if it was something so scary, and decided I'd look into it. It was stupid of me to go on it in the first place, but I made it even sillier by deciding to check it out late at night. It was about 2 a.m. and I came across a website where you could chat with someone anonymously. The person I got was a woman. She was in her early 20s and very pretty. She sat with her head in her hands, looking playful into the webcam while batting her eyes. I had no desire to turn my camera on and started our chat, thinking that while I didn't come across anything scary, I could befriend this pretty girl. It sounded like a better deal anyway. She told me to turn the camera on, but I ignored that request and tried to get her to talk. She finally did after some prodding, but I noticed how guarded she was. I also noticed how after every message I sent, her eyes would look off camera, either to her side or somewhere behind her computer. After a while, it started getting annoying, so I asked her if someone else was there with her.
I want to see you first.
She said. Up until now, I'd been chatting while she'd answered my questions verbally. I'm not that curious,
Don't be scared.
she said, laughing.
Oh,
This time
don't
looking
laugh.
behind the
Your breath smell
laptop
like-
again and making a face that seemed to
That breath
indicate
smell.
she was laughing at my expense
Stop.
with someone else.
Look at that
This is getting
nose.
boring. It feels like I'm not just talking to you.
That's because you're not. You're talking to all of us.
Oh,
else is there?
hecky no.
Turn your camera on.
Is this a joke?
Turn it on.
Okay. I'll be leaving now.
Turn on the camera.
Her laughter was almost
Turn
piercing by
on
now.
the camera.
There was nothing humorous
You are
about
now
the
in a
situation,
chat
yet
session.
she threw her head back with riotous laughter.
Yo,
Good
bro.
enough and moved the cursor over to turn
Smell
the
like-
chat box off when I saw the cursor had jammed. The only thing that was working was the chat box, and I still had access to the keyboard.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
Her gumdrop-filled voice was louder than before, and I moved my gaze up to see her smiling
You
toothfully
want
at
more?
the camera.
You want juice?
Her face still beautiful, but the smile completely fake. My computer's crashed. I can't see the screen. Sorry. I lied. I didn't want her to know I had no option but to chat. Her screen flashed before going blank. There was nothing there but a black screen. I felt relieved, thinking that at least I didn't need to talk to her while I tried to figure out what happened to the screen. Just then, a chat message popped up.
Open the damn camera.
The aggressiveness
Oh,
of the message
heck
frightened
no.
me. Now, the fact that I couldn't see her face while she typed this made me feel nervous. I didn't dare reply
Open the
back.
dang camera.
Then the cursor moved. I watched shell-shocked as the cursor twirled around the screen.
Oh, heck.
Open the camera now.
I still didn't make a move. There was no way anything good would be
I would
waiting for
unplug
me
my
if I
camera
did what
that
she
quick.
asked.
I would unplug it
The
so
screen began
fast.
flickering, as if a virus was causing the computer to writhe in agony.
Do you want me to find you?
My heart raced. Could it be possible
Heck
she knew
no.
where I was? I started typing. Please stop bothering me.
Then turn on the fucking camera.
By this point, I thought she was some kind of sadist and got her kicks by scaring unassuming people in chat rooms.
I'ma drive my car
I
to the
obliged and
airport.
turned
I
the
will
webcam on.
never see you
I
and
saw
go.
a frightened face staring into the screen. Judging by my face, my attempts at looking tough were painfully unsuccessful. I asked around for the girl looking straight into the camera, telling her I did what she wanted and to stop hacking into my computer. There were several seconds of silence. I kept my stare directed to the little box that showed her camera feed, but it was pitch black. I motioned into the camera in confusion, feeling as if she was
Somebody
messing
behind
with me now. Then I saw another message.
Look here.
After a few seconds of staring at those words, I looked back
Look
at her
here.
camera, but my computer instantly malfunctioned, and I received another message.
Look here. Don't look up.
The chat was filled with nonsensical gibberish.
Oh, heck
She
no.
typed with such
Don't look up, don't
ferocious
look up,
speed,
don't
my
look up.
screen whirled away with her constant messages. I couldn't understand what was going on, but I didn't look up. My patience ran thin, and I wrote back, "What is this supposed to mean?" Her response came. I read only the letters in bold and shuddered. I looked back into her webcam, and I fell back into my chair, my eyes widening. She was back there, only her face looked completely demented. She had a savage expression, void of emotion, but her eyes were almost popping out of their sockets, and she was huffing as if she had extreme amounts of pent-up rage. The way she looked directly into the camera made me feel she despised me with all of her being.
She
There
having
was no amusement there anymore.
SE.
Her camera went blank again. Then the chat popped up.
Look
My heart
up. I
stopped
just
beating.
looked up.
For a split second, there had been the same blackness, only for the lights to come back on. She wasn't alone anymore. There was a man next to her with a black mask on. He made no
Go bird
movements other
mask.
than look into the camera like the girl. The girl's neck creaked to her side. It looked like it was causing her pain, and then the lights went out again. The chat resumed. This time, I screamed in fright and fell off my chair. There was another man with them now. He was standing next to the girl with the original one on the other side. This man had the same mask on, but his hands were grasping the girl's shoulders. Even with the
Now you know
subpar
she
quality
did.
of the webcam, I could see the force with which the man dug his hands into the girl. It looked like he could rip her in two. The girl, however, had a huge grin on her face. Her
Help
eyes
me,
were mad
help
with
me.
glee, or so it looked. Her teeth were perfectly lined up as her mouth spread into that
I bet she
toothy
say
grin.
help me. I bet
But
she
I
finna
could
say
see
help
she
me.
was in pain. Even with the smallest sign of her smile fading,
This is my first time
the
watching
man
this too.
clenched his hands even tighter than before, which made her smile even wider. All three of them were shaking, as if it was extremely cold where they were.
Yeah, it's cold in
After
here.
a couple seconds, I realized they were shuddering, like trying to hold back laughter.
What are you laughing at?
I yelled
Piece
into the
of
screen.
crap.
They didn't answer, and continued to tremor with concealed hilarity.
What is so damn funny?
I bellowed. They stopped shaking. Within a couple seconds, the screen went black again. When I turned back on, the man no longer grasped the girl's shoulder.
She moving.
Neither was she smiling.
Just
All
she
three
moving.
pointed
She
into
move.
the
I see her
camera.
blinking. Just hit that.
Upon a closer look, I
Okay.
understood that they weren't pointing at me. They were pointing behind me. I didn't need to look back. I could see myself in the webcam. There was someone peeking from behind
I would have
me.
hit that.
It was another man in a mask. And according to what I saw on my webcam, he was with me in my room, right behind me. I turned around quickly, but saw nothing where I had seen him in the webcam. I turned back towards the screen and,
Bro, I would have
to my
hit that.
bewilderment, saw a third man in the girl's chat box. It was the same man I had just seen standing in my room. Now,
Oh,
all
she's
three
sweating.
had their hands on the girl
She's sweating, bro.
and were gripping tight. The girl wasn't laughing anymore. She had a look of utter devastation. A tear was dropping from her eye,
Oh,
but it wasn't just a tear.
but
It was blood trickling down her eye socket. She then mouthed the words, "Help me," and the next second she screamed as if her lungs were being ripped off as the screen went black. I immediately got up and pulled the plug out of my computer and backed out of the room. For a couple seconds, I swear I heard her screams, even though the computer was unplugged. The room went quiet, but I was too devastated
Llama
to
arts.
stay
You
there
see that llama?
and ran out of my house despite it being 3 a.m. I caught a cab and went over to my friends, who had to talk me down for an hour before I could be calmed. I returned back to my house with my friend a day later. Everything was the same, and after thoroughly checking around the house, we concluded that there was no one there, nor was there a sign of anyone ever having broken in. I've never gone back to the deep web. My friend suggested it might have been some prank by computer hackers, but the way that girl shrieked, the terror she had on her face, it convinced me she had been a victim herself. I'd wondered if I had stayed on for longer, if I would have become a victim too. Could those men have found me? Was there really someone in the room with me?
bro, you should
There
have.
was
They'll
nothing
never
you could
bother you
do,
again. Any day.
because there was
If you
nothing
hit them with
concrete to
that good,
report to the police.
if you hit them with that good,
What I
hold
did
up.
do was throw the computer out and buy a new one. There was no
back.
way I could even open it back up after what happened.
That was a good A-word story. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. Oh. Hey. Bro. Y'all, look at this man's. Look at this man's. Look at this man's. No, don't throw it at me. Oh. No. Stop. Just look at this man, y'all. Pop. No. Don't hit me. You're scared, Paul.